Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Command Modern Naval Air Operations. We do have a couple of carriers here in a UK Indian coalition, and we will be trying to conduct an airstrike against these assaultment of Pakistani ground forces. We've calculated last time that it would take us about an hour or so, and until 7 p.m. local time to go ahead and start a mission, which I think should be fine. Let's accelerate time a little bit over here, just so that we can get to that point. You can see a couple of cruise missiles coming. Coming in. Didn't you have enormously long time on station? Well, apparently you don't have any more, so that's fine. To be honest, you can go home. So that means these Tomahawks are coming in towards the enemy base. This helicopter over here is capable of staying on station for much longer. Here we go. So Tomahawk missiles have impacted the HQ-16. We should actually check the HQ-16 for what it actually means. And sorry about the background noise, the dog is doing a couple of things, generally causing mischief. Right, so the enemy, they would have an air engagement range of between 30 and 40 nautical miles. No, 21 actually. But there must be something in particular. So to me it seems like they don't seem to be using active radar missions. So you have a TV camera, and that does visual third generation TV camera. So this is what is providing targeting information to them. Although they would still need the fire control radar over here. Sorry, Dorig, I can't play with you right now. Right, so I still think that we need the anti-radiation missiles to be active over there. We have a couple of lights streaming sort of back to base over here, which should be fine. This one too is likely to be ready soon. We are readying a couple of other things, but these will be ready only in a couple of hours. So I think that should be alright. Let's make sure to watch these guys come in though, primarily so that we can spot when they are ready and go ahead and tell them to rearm themselves somewhat differently. Right, so we do have you. I think we don't even have enough weapons for you, that's why you are red, I believe. And this guy, these two we'll arm somewhat differently. So what we have until now are cluster bombs and 80mm bombs. I think what we should also take along are a couple of free-fall bombs. Now with we have about a 250 mile strike radius right now. Could pack a couple of more cluster bombs. Could go for one of these long range options, although to be honest, maybe these bombs against lightly or unarmored targets. Fragmentation bombs. Free-fall bomb, high explosive filler, 67 damage points. Would be alright. Could pack 16 of these. Alternatively, we could just pack these general ordnance bombs. But you know what, these guys do have a slightly better range, so we will arm it like such. And that should be alright. Can we resume that, please? You're on elevator? I think you didn't take that order of being yeah. So, arm. And do take the, what was it? I think this, yeah, mandatory weapons only. That seems fine to me. That is a very good strike package. And very shortly I think these guys should be returning. Although you are probably returning to... Yeah, no, you're actually returning over here. Because we did have another flight that was just returning someplace else. There we go. And landed. So that should be fine. So we can think about whether these guys should be doing anything else. But no, to be honest, I think I'm fine with having 4 anti-air weapons. I don't know what the dog is doing in the background. Ooh, something that's interesting is that we seem to have very good information on this particular submarine now. It doesn't show it as being in whatever range, so let's actually keep an eye on that. Sorry, that was the underwater sensors. What I want is the underwater weapons. You are actually pretty capable. The HMS Ambush is one of our British submarines. So you do have a decent capability. You have the Tomahawks. These Skets I think are just decoys. What are you? Decoy, yeah. The other one will be decoy as well. But nevertheless we do have these torpedoes with a range, pretty dramatic range, even at the slower speed. It's pretty good. Bearing only launch capable, re-attack capability, submarines and surface ships. And just 12 miles at 80 kilometers, that's pretty good. What do we know about this ship? It's a Chinese built ship, submarine. It has a maximum speed of 25 knots. Up, stop it. Okay, it did grab a puddle. That's good, very nice. Good boy. But do leave it now. Sorry about that. So the dog was just playing around with stuff. Anyway, I was saying, this guy has a speed of 25 knots, I think I said. Is that it? No, 16. 25 if you are very on flank, but you can't even go on full in. Interesting. So, so as long as you're underwater, your maximum speed will be 25 knots. The speed of these spearfish torpedoes is 20 miles, at least twice as much at the lower range. So that would mean that at 10 miles we would be able to get them. So it's more than 10 miles. On the other hand, if we take this configuration, we need to be a little bit closer, I think. Let's calculate that. It's about 3 times as much, so we could beat them within 8 miles. 8 miles or 10 miles. I'll take the 10 miles. So let's accelerate time slightly. Although we are about an hour from the time when we would want to strike, so soon we need to think about whether we want to formulate a strike package. And there we go, we're not spotting them anymore. Alright, so let's see what time it is over here and whether we can expect night anytime soon. We can, so I think it's time that we get to HMS Queen Elizabeth over here. Just a carrier over here. Yeah. And I would like to launch these 4 F-35s. I would additionally like to launch at the very least one. Another F-35 with an anti-air configuration, and just to be on the little bit on the safer side, let's go to the latest Indian carrier over here, and you will be launching a group of MiG-29s. So that should give us quite some capabilities. You're also returning to Queen Elizabeth, so that's nice to see, but you will of course need to rearm for a little while. Right, so 1 minute that we haven't seen this guy. 12 miles from our position. I would really like to get a target lock on him. Here we go. The first guys have launched though, so here's flight 966, our air cover. Then we have, where are you? Did we just get a notification about, okay. So here are the lightnings. And did we get the other one? Don't think we did. Yeah, we did. Okay, so that's the F-35. F-35 is going to park over here. Just keep an eye on these guys. While the MiG-29s will come in a little bit more towards over here, provide more of a distance cover. And our strike package actually going to come in over here, and then we're going to strike from sort of the east turn side over here. Gonna accelerate on again. We're gonna keep a close eye on that submarine down there. If we do spot it again, should definitely immediately stop our approaches. There we go. So how far is it away? Still 12 miles. Seems awfully far away. 10 miles. You know what? 10 miles is good enough for me. Let's go to the doctrine window and let's tell you to use the kinematic range for manual launches only. Because I think you'd be capable of launching a single weapon against these guys. You can see it's wired, so that means that there is still a connection between this guy and the other one. We're going to go to cruise speed, because I think that might be a little bit more sensible. Let's accelerate time. It's going somewhat... Okay, they did notice that they were under threat. But I don't think they'll be able to outrun us. Probably they should try to go very fast now. If they are any clever, they did launch against us, but I don't think they are. Right, so let's make sure this guy is still on station, still around. It's dusk, so visibility should be a little bit more limited now. And this torpedo is coming in, so that's nice to see. Although we have lost contact with them for 8 minutes now, so that does leave quite a lot of uncertainty of where they are. Let's turn on the sonar, in case that would help us spot him. Yeah, really, our anti-air capabilities, our anti-submarine warfare capabilities are so low. They're actually pretty deep as well, so let's try to be just over the layer. I think that might be why we lost him. Maybe he's dived. Let's make sure we have passive, active, towed array sonar system. That's good. So if we are just over the layer, we might be able to intercept him and find out where he is now. You can see one of our F-35s just coming by over here, which is nice to see. So how do we want to be? A little bit deeper. About 60 feet deeper. Still quite a distance. Aha! And there we go. See? Now that we are just over the layer, what happens is that we can... One of our sensors over here, the Type 2065, is a towed array. So that means that is actually dragged behind the submarine, and it's actually below the submarine trying to find the enemy. And you can see they are very, very low now. He's also trying to go very fast. 25 knots, that's extremely... It's maximum speed basically for him. But nevertheless, I do think we should be able to outrun him. Could turn up our speed, but I think we did find out that that was not fast enough. No, doggy. Sorry, can't play now. Give me 10 minutes. So let's keep observing this. And in about half an hour we should see our strike being ready to engage. Come on, come on. What's going on? Contact mobile has been lost. Okay. That's not a big issue. I don't think we really had these contacts for a while. So about a kilometer away from the submarine now, but our spearfish torpedo is doing well. Maybe I should have launched 2, just so that we are sure that if they do hit, or if it's a dud, that would be unfortunate. Right, still have some information on these guys over there. You still have some endurance to be on station. This F-35 is where it needs to be. You are coming up nicely. It is considered night, so that's excellent to see. So let's keep an eye on this torpedo down here. See whether it will have sufficient range to engage these guys. Might be a very close race. That interested in your doctrine over here. Just 600 meters away from now. So we are closing in. I think we are approximately on its depth. Nearly 1,000 feet. So definitely a hit at that depth would definitely be a kill. If it's not a dot. I kind of feel I jinxed it now. Okay, come on. Come on. So close. 100 meters. And it did miss. On a 20% probability it did miss. Now this torpedo does have a retarget capability, but that does mean it would need to turn around, and it's just not capable of doing that. So this guy knows he has spoofed everything that was in the water, so he's coming back up now. And we're honestly a little bit unlucky over here in our attempts to really engage them. That's really unfortunate. Right, so let's keep an eye on things up here. You are still capable of finding stuff in this region. F-35 can come up over here, I feel. These MiG-29s are fine over here. You can come up a little bit more directly towards the area that we're interested in, I feel. We should actually check the GBU that we are carrying around over here. So the bombs. What altitude range do you have? So we need to be at least 10,000 feet high to launch these guys. So I think it actually makes sense to be as high as possible to engage them. Should keep an eye on the submarine as well. Haven't spotted it in a while, but I do think that we will have another chance to attack it. I guess you could come in a little bit closer. Maybe be able to find something over there. Submarine isn't there. Sensors on the MiG-29s. Should be around 15 minutes since we last saw you. So probably you're coming up a little bit more like such. Yeah, the Chinese do have sophisticated Submarines, I don't think that was true that long ago, but right now they do. So, these lightnings. We could send them against Pajni Airport. 6 J-17s would be a worthwhile target. But of course we are primarily interested in these guys over here. Can you actually go to medium altitude? Are you only going to do that at the block over there? Let's see if we can see something from a little bit lower. Doesn't seem to be the case. Can you even go... Nah, I don't want to go that much lower. Okay, maybe low altitude. "24 miles. I don't know whether I can risk my bombers in that fashion, but you know what? If the F-35 cannot be used in such an engagement area, that would at least be interesting news. So let's see whether we can try to find something and bomb it. You, I think, are still fine. Yeah, so you shouldn't be getting into the being on their anti-submarine warfare missions. Shouldn't be too bad. You have some chaff. Could actually try to lay chaff just over here so that we are covering our approaches. You know what? Let's lay a single burst of chaff. I think we should see that. 5 cartridges. We don't have anything to refuel, so still. I do think we should see some enemies over here. There we go. Stop. Okay, so you can turn around now. Thank you very much. And these definitively can be our target. So these were tanks. So I'm somewhat hopeful that we could attack over there. All of these guys are hostile. Let's mark all of that down. Certainly know that. So you can come up over here and then over there. Do turn around, don't get anything fired at you. Ooh, surveillance. What are you? Unknown class. More mobile installations. I think these are tanks. This, however, is not a tank. By the way, is Amara Airport emitting anything? Don't think so. So let's try to see what we can do over here. You still have enough fuel, even though you are traveling very low. That's fine. Then what we need to do is switch to unit view. And do we have the tower over here? Are you emitting anything? Hangar, airport. Just the normal airport. Do you have any sort of radar? Nope. That's good to see. Mobile has been declassified as none. What? So that's just a normal target. Okay. Right, so let's take one of you guys. Let's detach you from the group. Let's send you over here. Let's attack this surveillance thing. And you can be as fast as you can be. I have no issue with that. Let's go to military speed over here. That might increase our IR signature, but for now that's a risk I'm willing to take. Back to group view, and you guys can be on loitering speed, please. So, how many bombs are you carrying? Just 2. It's really not that much. Generic chavs and all that. You should actually lay chavs in a continuous stream. Yeah, there we go. Couple of chavs laid already. That does block the vision of any particular enemy. There we go. That's the first bomb. And you can go way slower. Now, there we go. These were the 2 bombs that have been launched. I think it's very good that we have that overall attack pattern. You're now accelerating again. You know what? That's fine. Do that as you see fit. You guys can sort of live in that chaff cloud. Should be fine. Spoofing their radar systems a little bit. Do we want to conduct any further strike up over here? I don't think we do. Let's first see how these bombs are. Not particularly fast. 12 miles radius. So we could launch against these guys already. Perfectly viable. But I would primarily like to target the AA installations. And we're not doing that right now. You know what? You can actually go back to high altitude. So that you save on a little bit of fuel. You guys should be returning what's behind the chaff cloud though. You don't need to lay chaff anymore. It's a pretty nice area over here. So if we could take out the surveillance, that'd be nice. Extremely nice actually. You guys can actually come up a little bit closer, I think. As far as possible. There we go. Contact surveillance lost. Very nice to see. Very good hit. We did miss by 7 meters or so, but still more than enough to take out these guys. Let's send a bomb against these guys. Just a single one, please. And maybe against this target. And that will mean that we can send home one of our guys as well. Oh, another target. Certainly hostile. How do we see it? ISTR, yeah. It would be sort of ideal if we could spot more. What I'm going to do is a little bit risky over here. Let's try to see if we can find any more enemies that are lurking around over here. Because I know there must be some. I just know it. Although we are getting very, very close to the enemy. Get very, very low. Although there is a risk in that. but there we go. That's a lot more information. Oh, actually, some of these guys have been hit to varying degrees. It's extremely interesting. Let's see whether we can find more about these guys. Ooh, this one I think we hadn't seen before. There we go, a good strike. Enemy land unit confirmed kill has been fired, so that sounds very promising for us. Some armored stuff. So that bomb has impacted over there. So none, armor, more armor, none, mechanized infantry. I think we should see some AA installations over here. Do you have any type of anti-air guns? I don't think you should have. Surface ships? No, of course not. Okay, so the armored stuff is fine. The armored stuff is fine. I don't know what this is down here still. I think we should be tracking that more closely. So we are spotting more things as we come up over here. But whether one of these is going to be an AA installations, you know what? We'll have to see about that in the next time. So thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.